top of like top soil.
Yeah.
Was like
I didn't know.
Mind if I read something? Unless we're still reading the priest. It's just a point. It's not a priest, it's a point. It's just a foundation stone. And I remember looking this up a few years ago, hitting up the priest with Doc, and we talked about this, so it kind of fresh in my mind during the lesson. But in Wikipedia, you can type in foundation stone, and it says the foundation stone, or the noble rock, it says is the rock at the center of the dome of the rock in Jerusalem. It is also known as the pierced stone, because it has a small hole in the southern corner, what enters a cavern between the rock, known as they call it the Well of Souls, but the point going into that, and I'm going to read a little more to it, because it's interesting, but this stone was pierced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it says, and I got a picture of it too, but it says the foundation stone in the floor of the Dome of the Rock shrine in Jerusalem, the round hole at the upper left penetrates to a small cave known as the Well of Souls below. The cage-like structure just beyond the hole covers the stairway entrance to the cave. And then it says, traditional Jewish sources mention the stone as the place from which the creation of the world began. Classical Jewish sources also identify its location with what lies the holiest of holies. You know, so pretty much saying that spot right there is where, when the temple was erected, that's where the holiest of holies dwelled, from what certain scholars say. You know, just interesting, point going into that. Could be true, could be not, but, they got a picture of it, and it seems like it makes sense to be true.
You know, because the Garden of Eastward and Eden was the initial, that was the first temple, that was the first tabernacle that they got Israelites going to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where the first, Adam was the first priest out of Eden, Eastward and Eden. You know, so that means, hey, through the Spirit, makes sense.
So that's that first person area, yes.
Just something I wanted to share, I had it in my mind when we was doing the lesson talking about the foundation and the cornerstone and the foundation and all that,
Matthew 7:25, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not.
Right. So the winds, and what does that represent now, man? The trouble that we're coming into was prophesied, man. The hour of temptation, like I said, Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, nuclear destruction, all these different things, man. Cities being cut off, martial law, more disease, warfare that's coming, more different pestilences. Famine, all these different things. Your family turning on you.
Yeah.
All these different things are storms that the Heavenly Father is bringing.
Yeah. But if you got faith in that rock, you good.
Right.
I was on the boat with them. You like, y'all tripping? I'm with y'all. I'm here. So
It's me, baby.
that was us, man. So you got that foundation squared away, and regardless of whatever we go through, we should be fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fine. So
You're gonna get wet. You're gonna get wet, but you're not gonna fall.
It's gonna be tested.
It's gonna be tested.
This is Psalm 40, verse 1 and 2. It says, I waited patiently for Yahweh, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of the horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. Now it's established the goings, he established the steps. So you can imagine yourself sinking in some quicksand or going deep into some waters. You over here like, we're trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden your feet just hits a solid rock platform.
yeah.
That's like a sense of comfort, like a sense of relief. Like, woo, I thought I was gonna slip. I thought I was gonna be it for me. But your feet was established upon the rock. Even in the midst of the horrible tempest or the horrible storm in the miry pit that you was in, that rock is firm and found. It's a solid foundation where you got security.
And y'all was going into that last night. Y'all was talking about the value of what a man is going to shift in this world. Y'all views over there. It's going to shift. That's why it's going to shift. Because those people are going to blatantly be able to see these people. Look how composed they are in the midst of everything that's going on. This is who I need to be attached to. That's where the value is going to come from.
Stability.
Yeah, that stability. So yeah, we're about to see something. We don't even know what it's gonna look like, but what we're about to see is gonna be like, wow.
It's gonna be interesting.
Look at how much power came with believing on the Son.
Those men are gonna be good, man, because we're not attached to this world. We don't have anything tied to this world. Our ministry isn't tied to this world. We don't give a damn about none of this. But these other guys, their foundation is predicated upon the strength of this world. Right? They making deals with this devil. You know, they, like I said, around segment, they literally decorate their head. They park the Hellcat in front. You know,
That
they built a nice little foundation here, man. But it's all gonna fall because the system's gonna fall.
They got I'm just gonna say this real quick. So. They got the saying in the world: if you want to control a man, you give him what he wants, so you take it away. What we want is what? Salvation, the kingdom of heaven. So believing in Yahweh Shai, there's nothing that you could take away or give us to make us deter from the path that's been set in front of us. To somebody who yearns for things carnally, you could fuck with them. You could take things away. You could give them something. What about this? You could approach them in a way. The elect, you can't approach them with anything carnal.
Nah.
And that's what makes this devil so mad. He's like, I can't even attack these people really.
That's why it's gonna have to lie. And eventually, and the lies aren't gonna go. He's gonna have to go over. He got killed. Don't try to kill him. That's what my dad's gonna do. Because they have nothing. We have nothing tangible. They have nothing tangible that we want.
Right.
Like, you know, shit. Our temple, which they always want to get our source of power is the temple. It's spiritual now. It's a spiritual temple. It's within us. We're the lively stones now. With Yahweh Shai, the chief cornerstone, like we read earlier. So you can't sack that. You know, we're here with faith. So you know, there's nothing that you can really attack that we don't give a damn about. Right.
Continue on.
Yeah. Read to 27.
Yep. We're in verse 26 now.
Okay.
Matthew 7:26. It says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, doers of the word, not hearers only, shall be likened unto a Shalakia. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand.
So these guys being rebellious, and stumbling at the doctrine of Yahweh Shai and his men and all things that come with that. They're like foolish men. They're building houses on sand. They're building houses on the beach, like we've been going into.
Yeah. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing now. The guys, their houses falling down. They're crumbling. They're talking about blitzing the camps, and they're trying to save face and get their carnal lit backs, and you know all these different things, man. They're actually losing, and it's only going to get worse to the destruction of this place.
Oh yeah.
So they gathered all that money they've accumulated and acquired.
Yeah.
It's gonna be transferred over to a digital currency. Then what you gonna do?
That's right, man.
To get access.
No, because in that verse it said the word here. It says to give ear to a teaching or a teacher. They still fixated on what's being taught of the world versus what's being coming out of the scriptures. Because the Lord said to detach from this place because he's about to destroy it.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm about to destroy this place, man. Detach. Okay, cool.
But they're taking this truth and trying to fit it into the world some kind of way.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I was saying Noah was building the boat. He wasn't adding extra wings to his crib.
We'll get the south end built.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He built what was gonna get him out of there. Now he wasn't building to stay.
Right.
He was building to go.
Yeah,
You know?
the exit.
And then when the floods came, when the floods came, Noah's Ark was founded upon what? It was founded upon a rock.
Yep.
At the very end of it, it was founded upon a rock at the end of the day.
Wow.
Man, Mount Ararat. Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
I got a quick one, just real quick. And it's just,
I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
About here that you read. It said here to read that one more time.
It's in 20. It says to give ear to a teaching or a teacher.
Right. So the doctrine and teacher, who was the teacher? The elders and apostles and bishops that we entered into later. J came in learning everything and that foundation of Yahweh Shai through the apostles. Now when they get butthurt, they get offended. Now all of a sudden they knock them in no more. They branch out doing their own thing now. You know, and because they're doing that now, they built this faulty foundation to where it's going to be completely obliterated when the time of tribulation comes. What
this is Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 3. It says, which say, it is not near, let us build houses. Going into the guys we're talking about. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh. Therefore prophesy against them, O son of man. So, you know, he's supposed to be in the spirit of prophesying against those that want to stay here and make their dwelling here. You know.
Still reading? Okay, 28.
No.
27.
Read it again. No, I feel like we read that school. Let's get Ezekiel 13.
I got it.
And then somebody get Isaiah 28 and
I had Isaiah 28 else.
okay, we got 28 and 15, but get Ezekiel 13 and 10.
It says, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace.
Right, so there are false prophets that are seducing people to this day. Which IERC, they backtrack, but they were talking about there was no Jacob's trouble. They already passed. They was giving people peace. They weren't preparing them for the hell, the crazy hell that's prophesied to come. They were saying that's already passed. So they're pretty much saying people going skate into the kingdom. When the scriptures say otherwise, it said through much tribulation we're going to enter into the kingdom, and that hasn't came yet, man. You know, so there are a lot of people giving peace here. There are a lot of false prophets giving peace to our people here in these times right now that are not giving them the proper warning and giving them the proper foundation to stand on. You like you had something.
Hey, can I read that in NLT for you? Ezekiel 13 and 10. This will happen because these evil prophets deceive my people by saying all is peaceful when there is no peace at all. It's as if the people have built a flimsy wall, and these prophets are trying to reinforce it by covering it with whitewash.
Hey, that kind of reminds me of when Paul called the high priest.
Yes, he called them whitewash.
Yeah, white wall, basically like untempered.
Yeah.
Like
It's an X.
I got the word untempered in the dictionary. Says of a material not brought to the proper hardness or consistency. Of a material not brought to the proper hardness or consistency.
Right, so it's not ready, it's not perfect, not sturdy, it's not sturdy, it's sufficient.
Right? And the word mortar, it says in masonry, mortar is a workable paste which hardens to bind building blocks such as stones, bricks, and concrete.
Right, so that mortar is untempered. So you hear the apostles of Bar and Apostle Paul always talking that they are experiencing destruction. And you always hear the accounts that they go into, man. So if you don't use the right materials, if the mortar was supposed to hold all the stones together, if it's untempered, it has to properly harden, it is insufficient, then that place, that structure is not going to last, man. And that's what these guys are doing to their doctrines, okay? The foundation they're using is not a Yahweh shot, so it's untempered mortar. And all things that come with it, all the justification they try to do to justify their ministry. It's untempered mortar at the end of the day. And when the storm comes, that shit is going to be obliterated, man. They're not going to be able to stand the test of the tribulation that's coming.
Right.
Because a lot of these cramshells have made deals with this devil. They're going to come at you like, yo, the RL is coming to. That 501c3, they got a track of y'all funds. Y'all gonna fuck around and get hit like Jermaine, comfy.
Man.
Tax evasion shit, you might get hit with that shit.
You're gonna see a lot of that.
A lot of downfall. You're gonna be left out in the cold for this devil. Because the scripture say never trust thy enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And don't forget, y'all are Israelites too. That tribulation is coming from all people that say that they're Israel. What do you say, Ben Israel?